Hello, and welcome to wonderful Wyoming. It is a pretty nice day outside, so I thought that I would sit outside. However, we are going to hear quite a bit of road noise. And I just wanted you to be aware that that's just going to be happening. And we are working on plushies today. The first one, I am working on the gummy bear by at Once Upon a Cheerio over on Instagram. I am using Bernat Brights from several years ago. I don't know if they make this color. Don't know if they make this color or not anymore. But it is a pretty vibrant color. I think I have maybe 2 other balls of this. So definitely we'll be seeing more of this because, like I said, I'm working through all my old yarn before I really get into the new yarns that I've purchased. It really is a fairly nice day here in Wyoming. I would have been in the sunshine, but my cord doesn't go that far, so I'll have to figure out something different for this summer. Let's see. Technically, I'm not out front. I'm actually in the backyard up against the garage. There is a little bit of wind, and like I said earlier, there's going to be road noise. Unfortunately, that's just part of having a nice day, is that everybody wants to be out enjoying it, and some people enjoy it in their vehicles. What else? So this is the gummy bear pattern by by Once Upon a Cheerio over on Instagram. And I've never worked this pattern up before, so this will be quite interesting to see what it looks like. I know that other people have worked up I don't know if it's this pattern, but similar patterns. Well, hello, Bella. The door is open, so we may get to hear some of the dogs barking. Go. Oh, okay. So it's, going to be a wonderful day in Wyoming. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Hello. It is a wonderful day in Wyoming. We are outside in the backyard. There's going to be lots of road noise, and you may get to hear the dogs because I've got the door open for them. I am currently working on the gummy bear pattern from Once Upon a Cheerio, and you can find her over on Instagram. I have never worked this particular pattern up before. So we'll see how it turns out. Let's see here. I'm going to be working on a couple different patterns that I've never worked on before. So we'll see how they work up. I would assume that they're going to be fairly easy patterns, but then you know what they say about making an assumption. So let's see. Oh, we have lots of birds out today. This is the first really nice day that I've been able to come outside and just kind of see what it's doing outside, other than, you know, running to doctor's appointments and whatnot. But I'm really excited to be outside. It's just a beautiful day outside. There's very, very little wind. There's a little breeze, but I mean, it's Wyoming. The wind is always blowing. And it just seems like such a nice day today. I'm working with Bernat Blanket Brights. I don't know if they make this particular colorway anymore, because I purchased this colorway a long time ago. And by a long time ago, I mean like more than 5 years ago. So we'll see how this all turns out. Thank you for everybody that tunes in. And thank you for everybody that has subscribed to my channel. I am very, very appreciative of it. I'm so glad that you make the decision to spend some time with me during the week and the weekend. So let's see here. What else can I say? It's just a beautiful, beautiful weekend here. Welcome and howdy. It's wonderful Wyoming, and we're outside. There's going to be some traffic noise, birds, maybe even some dogs. I am working on the gummy bear pattern by Once Upon a Cheerio. Okay, let's see here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. I have my pattern up on my pattern. I have the pattern for this up on my phone. This is the gummy bear pattern from Once Upon a Cheerio. I found her over on Instagram. It looks like this pattern should work up fairly small and probably fairly quickly. I chose a couple of patterns off of Instagram to try today. And again, we're going to have road noise and birds and the dogs, because I'm sitting outside for the first time in quite a while. It's a beautiful day, but of course I'm sitting in the shade, so I'm cold. But that's why I bundled up the way that I did. So I hope you all are having a good day. I'm working with Bernat Brights. I don't know if this colorway is still being made. It is, I don't remember what it's called. It's an old one. I'm working through my old stash of blanket yarns, which I have quite a bit of. And then I will get into some of the new yarns later on after I've worked through what I have. Welcome and howdy to everybody that's here. Oh, Ruby's making a cat. That is awesome. Are you making one that is like similar to one that you like have seen or that you have a picture of, or are you doing kind of more like a loaf cat? So just so everybody knows, the patterns that I am working up, I got off of Instagram. And I'll tell you who the makers are or the designers are. The three that I'm focusing on today. The first one is Once Upon a Cheerio, and she's where I got the gummy bear pattern. Then the next one of the next ones is Storybook Crochet Co. And that one is, I don't even remember what that one is. Oh, okay, cool. Sarah Zimmerman. That's an I think I've seen that book before. And then the last one I'm going to do is The Big Booty Bob by Travel Crochet Australia or AU. All of these patterns are on Instagram, and I would love it if you guys would, pay these designers some love. Okay. And just tell them, visit their pages and their Instagrams, because I know it's not easy being a designer out there. Still don't have this row right. Like I said, lots of traffic because it's the first really nice day in Cheyenne. And of course, I live off of on one of the busiest streets here in town. We may get some more birds coming through. And then, of course, I have two small dogs, a miniature dachshund that's not so miniature. And then we have a dachshund Chihuahua cross. The door is open so they can come and go as they please. So they may come out and bark some because that's kind of what they do. Still not getting this one right. Maybe I'm not counting it right. Okay. Yeah, that's the right one. Welcome and howdy. We're outside in wonderful Wyoming. And so you're going to get to hear road noise and birds and dogs. This is the first time this season that I've been able to get outside. And it sure is nice being here in the backyard. Okie dokies. Yes, I just got my business set up, so I will be selling my plushies. I'm not like, I understand not being on Instagram. I'm not a big Instagrammer, um, mainly because it doesn't interest me that much. However, I have found some pretty neat patterns over there. But it's not my first place to go for patterns, to be honest. I do a lot of YouTube watching. And I kind of picked a couple of designers to learn their particular way of doing their patterns, to kind of learn how to do the plushies and stuff. It's not hard. It's just a little bit different way of thinking, because I used to, and I still do. I make a lot of crochet and knit clothing because that's kind of where my heart is at. Okie dokies. Yeah, I think it kind of depends on how much time and supplies that you have into the plushies. Um, but, everybody has to, do them or sell them at what price point works for them. I don't know if you've seen Crochet Vision, and I know that she sells hers, but to her, it's a full-time business. And so she charges what she wants to get paid. I guess you would say hourly. Ah, yeah. Around here, if you donate crochet, blankets they accept, but and hats, but a lot of other stuff they just don't accept. And I don't know if they've gotten stuff that wasn't good or what the reasoning is behind it. But they are kind of I guess I should say that they have a very they know what they want and what they don't want, basically. And I really don't have any little kids in the family to, give to. And most of the kids in the neighborhood now are um, older school age. We do have two that might be around kindergarten. But for the most part, they're not that age group anymore. Was not paying attention. For the new people, welcome and howdy. I am working on the gummy bear from Once Upon a Cheerio. We're outside, so we're going to get a lot of traffic noise, some bird noise, and then the dogs may be coming in and out. It's kind of their nap time right now, so they may not. But then again, if they hear something, they may come running out. I have the pattern that I'm working from on my phone. That's why I'm looking over here. Yeah, some of the nursing homes and whatnot around here like stuff, and some don't. It just really depends on kind of their management. I know that they're oftentimes looking for yarns and stuff for arts and crafts projects that they're working on in the facility with their folks. Okay. Okay. I really like being outdoors when I can be. Um, hmm, okay. Kind of paying attention to you guys and not what I'm supposed to be paying attention to. Okay. Welcome and howdy to the new folks. I'm working on the gummy bear pattern by Once Upon a Cheerio over on Instagram. Welcome to wonderful Wyoming. It is nice outside, so we're going to have a lot of road noise and birds and possibly the dogs. Oh, that's what I'm doing wrong. Okay. Doggies. Still not quite right. There it is. Hope you all are having a good day and a good weekend. It's a beautiful day here in wonderful Wyoming. It's kind of coming along. So it's wanting some stuffing. Probably shouldn't say that, but we always call those crotch rockets. And it's funny because you never see those motorcycles and other dirt bikes and everything else. You don't see them during the wintertime. It's just too cold around here. Yeah, I think this is the first time in a while that we've reached 60 degrees outside. We're still getting pretty low in the overnights, but you know, that's just typical for us. We usually don't have nighttime temperatures that are above 40 degrees until like May, beginning of May, sometimes end of May. We get snow around here all year round. I've seen it snow in May, June, and July. But the snow usually doesn't stick around very long. So I don't think we get the kind of cold that you get, though, because where you're at, you guys have a lot of, I think, moisture or humidity, and we don't have any of that. So here it's a dry cold. And so although it gets pretty cold, it doesn't set into your bones like the cold that I think you're dealing with. And I think you guys are dealing with another cold front coming through. We've been awful dry for many, many winters around here. I mean, we still get snow, but we're just not getting enough to raise our water tables and to, you know, just make it better for the animals and the people to live here. We're always on water restrictions. And, I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily, but it would be nice, to know that the underground aquifers were actually, up to where they needed to be. I mean, our state has had to, well, cities and counties in our state have actually had to purchase like ranches and farms and stuff just so that they can get access to the water rights so that they have enough water for their community. And that seems, I know that sounds kind of weird, but Wyoming is weird. We treat, we have weird laws about water and who owns it. I don't know about where you live, but we have a couple places in the state where you can go to thermal hot pools and, go swimming and wading and whatnot. Probably because we have the volcano here, of course. But I'd rather deal with, everything that comes from the volcano around here than like hurricanes or just about anything else. We get some, some small earthquakes and we get some small tornadoes, but for the most part, we're relatively safe here, except for the fires. We do get fires, and just because it's so dry. Hmm. Okie dokies. I'm almost done with this one. So this is how it came out. This is the gummy bear from, oh dear, from Once Upon a Cheerio. Let's see if I can get the banners to work. Thank you. There it is. So that's what this pattern is. I used Bernat Blanket Bright, and I don't know what the colorway is, but we purchased it a long time ago. I'm going to tuck that away so I don't lose it. I know what this other one is. Since Easter's coming, there was another pattern that I wanted to try. Here it is. So this one that I'm going to be doing, okay, it's the Egglings Free Crochet Pattern by Storybook Crochet Co. on Instagram. And it looks like they're really straightforward. The wrong end. Gotta love living in Wyoming. We don't get to, Wyoming is really an outdoorsy type of state. And, you know, when you don't get to do some of the outdoor stuff that you love in the wintertime, as soon as it starts to warm up, man, you get right out there and, you know, get into it. We do have ice fishing here, but it's kind of hit or miss if the water's actually, I mean, it's frozen, but is it frozen hard enough to hold your weight or not? Kind of depends. And then as soon as it starts to warm up, it's fishing season. And we have several small lakes around us. We're really close to Colorado, so there's things to do close by if you're not really an outdoorsy type person, because there's, you know, all kinds of hunting and fishing and hiking and biking, skiing, cross-country skiing, you know, all kinds of stuff here. And we have a lot of public land. I don't know how that's going to, you know, work out as the years go past, but we'll, you know, we'll see. I really wish that we weren't losing as many federal workers as we are. My mom used to be a federal worker and worked for the VA. And so I understand what those families are going through, because it's way worse than, you know, what we had to go through, where, you know, there were shutdowns and mom had to work, but she didn't get paid until the shutdown was over. And then they would, you know, give you your back pay. But not having a job, like being pushed out, like that just has to be awful. Okie dokie. So I'm working on the Egglings pattern by Storybook Crochet Co. And I'm using a Bernat Brights. I don't know what the colorway name is, because we bought it a long time ago. Now we may have some bark in here pretty soon, but that's okay. My dog is on guard duty, or at least he thinks he is. There he goes. He's just got to warn everybody that he's on duty. he is louder, I think, than all the other dogs in the neighborhood, but it is what it is. Yeah, I agree. I just worry because I feel like we're supposed to help take care of each other, and I feel like that's not happening right now. But we'll just have to wait and see how things pan out. And I forgot, not only are we getting the normal road traffic, but we may get some airplanes because we're not very far. We're like 6 blocks from the airport. And so sometimes we get those noises coming in. Mom just came home, so the dogs are going to go lay on the couch with her. I think my mom is excited for kind of the warm weather and summer because my mom is the one that has a real green thumb. And she can't wait to get out and play with her plants. I shouldn't say play because she takes it very seriously and she's really good at it. She even sells some of her plants. So it's just really not my cup of tea. I've never had a green thumb, and I'm not really interested in trying to get one now. But Mom grows miniature African violets and holiday cactuses. So Christmas, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter cactuses in the house. What else? We've got clover in the house. I think. Oh, aloe vera. We got lots of stuff out in the house that Mom grows, and I get to see the flowers, and I don't have to do anything. Okay. It's nice living here with Mom because my mom's a nurse. And although she retired several years ago, she's still very much, she's just a smart person. And when I have questions, she's the easiest person to ask. So, she's very smart, and one of the kindest people I know. I've had Humphreys, my dog, for, he's 6. So I've had him for 6 years. He's going on 7 this year. But he's such a good little boy. And then we have Bella, and Bella is 8 going on 9. Humphreys wants to be the boss of the house, but he really is not the boss of the house. He is definitely a dachshund, wants to boss people around, but top dog in the house is definitely my mom. Like, what she says goes, and we all know it. Hello, it's just Rye. How are you doing? We've lived in this neighborhood for, sheesh, well, the better part of 40 years. Mom's been here that whole time. I moved to Casper and then down to Texas twice. And Mom stayed here because, this is where Grandma was. Oh, thank you, Rye. I'm doing good. I grew up in this neighborhood, and now I'm back living in this neighborhood with Mom, which is kind of interesting because we get to see through the passage of time people coming and going. And, our neighborhood had quite a old older folks in it. And then we got a bunch of younger folks coming in. And now we have some older folks again, as well as some younger folks. But the families are starting to get a little bit older, having, kids that are teenagers. And, it just, the neighborhoods change as, people come and go, and you get different personalities in the neighborhood. But Mom and I eventually will probably be moving, but that's going to be way down the line. I doubt that that'll even happen this year. But we'll see. We'll probably either stay in town here or move to Kimball, where my aunt lives. Personally, I'd like to move to Colorado, but it's just too expensive right now. And it's so much less expensive living here in Wyoming than it is down there. But I can't wait for summertime because I plan on putting a kind of like a market stand out in front of our house because our house is zoned for business. So then I can sell my plushies out there as well as online. especially during like Frontier Days, because we're going to have a lot of people that come through town, like in July and August, because people come through here like on their way to Sturgis. We get people coming through on the rodeo circuit and the carnival circuit. So it's, you know, it's interesting. A lot of the different people that we get coming through. So when I was younger, I used to be one of those people that would blare my music as I was going down the road. But not anymore. I don't drive anymore. Which at first that was kind of hard to swallow, that I couldn't drive anymore. But I knew it would be dangerous if I drove, so that's why I gave Mom my keys. Because it just, I do not want to hurt anybody, and it would just, you know, just completely break me if I hurt somebody else. Probably because I know, like from the family side of it, I know what it feels like if you have a family member that's been like hit by someone that probably shouldn't have been driving. Because my aunt was run over 2 different times during 2 different occasions. And she's, you know, still alive. She had to have, you know, lots of surgeries, but she's still with us. But that was awful for her, and, you know, for the family to have to watch her go through all of that. And she used to live here in town with us, but now she lives over in Kimball, which really is not that far away. So, and it wouldn't be a bad deal if we moved to Kimball either. Small town, smaller than where we're at, because we live in the capital city for Wyoming, which really isn't saying much. We're tiny for a capital city. We're very tiny, and we don't have a lot of people in our state that we have more antelope than we have people around here. And so it's, I don't know. It's just a different way of living, because it's like 6 degrees of separation. I may not know someone that walks up to talk to me, but if we talk long enough, we're going to find out that in some way, shape, or form, we either know family members of each other or we're related. Because it's just, you know, the state is just one big small town. And it's kind of interesting because it, like, as you meet people, you find out, oh, well, you know, you used to live, like someone used to live in Wheatland. Well, they know my family members that live in Wheatland, and my family members, you know their family. So it's really a small town kind of vibe. And of course, we have the Air Force Base here. It's I think part of the reason why we have the, how do I say this? The amount of people in the city that we do is because of the Air Force Base. But there's nothing wrong with that. You know, they bring in people from all over the country and all over the world, and they're, you know, here for 1.5 years, 2 years. And then oftentimes they get moved somewhere else. And So we get a lot of people coming in with different influences. And so in reality, we're really, I think, kind of blessed because we get to meet so many people. And I haven't ever met, anybody in the service here that weren't just very kind and awesome. It's I don't know, it's a different way of living, I think, than some people who live in big cities. I don't think they get to experience life the way that we do. And growing up and knowing all of our neighbors and still knowing all of our neighbors and having our neighbors' telephone numbers, and they have ours. And if they need something, they can call us. If we need something, we call them. It just is a different kind of environment. And when I say neighbors, I mean neighbors like 2 streets over and a couple of streets up that way and 2 streets that way. I don't just mean the neighbors that are like on either side of you. So it's definitely a different, I think, environment around here. And, we just don't have a lot of people that live here. And then the people that do live here often commute down into Colorado and over into Nebraska for work. Just because, we're a small, even though we're the capital city, we're a small town, and it is hard to find work here if you're not working for the city, state, or federal government. And it's really hard for small businesses in town to not only get going, but stay going, especially with like the commercial property rental prices. It's just outrageous. And I don't know. I don't plan on renting a space just because where we live, we have plenty of space and I wouldn't need an office for where I'm at right now. Later on, that may be something I have to look into. But if I do, I'm going to go to the property management that my old boss is going through, because they have, I think, the best rates in town for what you get. And the buildings are really secure. The building management is very responsive. And realistically, the prices are just way more affordable. And if we ended up over in Kimball, we'd probably have a shop or something that I could work in. But right now, our living room is huge. And so that's where I do a lot of my crocheting and knitting. Sometimes I go back into my bedroom, but for the most part, I try and work in the living room and keep everything contained. Because I don't need the fuzz and everything everywhere. Sometimes the dogs look like they've been rolling in something very bright because they get some of the fuzz off of the yarn on them. And Humphreys is a black and tan, and then Bella is a gray. And so you can really see when, they have the fluff on them. Of course, they don't care when they have the fluff on them because it doesn't matter to them. Okie dokies. Okay, this one's going to be interesting. Okie dokies. Okay. My Wednesday video is going to be about counting the, I've been saving all of my, that I have, labels from the yarns that I've been using through February. And, oh dear, let's undo that. I was pretty shocked at how much I was able to get through yarn-wise. So, we'll see. I don't know if I'll do it again for this month or not. I'm thinking, but I don't think I will. I think I want to come up with a different challenge for myself to kind of see what I can do. I'm not too sure what that's going to end up looking like because I'm still thinking about it. But I was thinking maybe trying to do like how many Sloans the seahorse can I crochet in like a week or something like that. But again, like I said, I'm not really sure. I'm still kind of trying to come up with ideas. And if you have ideas about what you would like to see, throw them down in the comments or send me a DM. I'd love to hear. Oh, speaking about that, like and subscribe. I am on my way to 25 subscribers. I'm just so happy that people want to share in this artistic and creative community. So, yeah. My mom crochets, but she does not knit. I do knit and crochet. I've been doing a lot more crochet recently just because it's what has really been speaking to me. I'm very glad that I'm not out here tonight trying to do this, because Saturday nights is when they have the cruise nights. And so, you know, they get all of the souped up cars and the antique cars and the rat rods, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And they go up and down the streets. So they go up our street, and then they go over one street and they go down. And it's just a big loop that they make. And that gets fairly rowdy. And of course, it's not the organizer's fault. And it's not most of the people that get rowdy. It's just a few people get rowdy and they get noisy. But it kind of sounds like they're trying to get ready for tonight. So this is definitely working up larger than I expected. There's the size of my hand, and my hands are kind of big. Hmm. Okie dokies. Okay, I'm going to do some more stuff in here. When I'm done with this one, I'm going to go to, I think it's called the Big Booty Bob by Travel Crochet AU. She's down in Australia, and it's a free pattern on our Instagram, because of course all of these are free patterns on Instagram. And I know that the Big Booty Bob, I think that's what it's called, is a fairly recent release, I think in the last 2 weeks or so. And I have seen other creators and designers work up that pattern. And it does look kind of cute. I think it's kind of reminiscent of the Cheeky Turtle, only this is Bob the Frog. And I'm trying out different patterns just to see how they come out, because, you know, other than working on like a few Crochet Vision patterns and a few other things, I really have not dived real heavy into the world of plushies. I've been making quite a bit, but I have not been trying different patterns. And so that's part of what I'm trying to do, is find different patterns that I like, that maybe are not too rough on me to put together. I definitely want to do an anchor. I do already have the pattern. I bought it quite a while ago. But I think that particular pattern takes like 10 to 12 hours to complete. So that would be either a really long day or over the course of 2 or 3 days. And I don't know that I want to spend that much time on something right now. Doesn't mean that I won't in the future, because I really do actually want to work up the anchor. However, I also want to have other small patterns that I like. So I may, over the next couple of Saturdays, be trying out different patterns just to see what they're like and if I like them. I'm definitely on the hunt for a really good wiener dog or hot dog pattern, because I've always had doxies, and I want to have a good pattern that no matter what color of yarn I work it up in, it will be very clear what it is. So here is the egglet. You know, in comparison to my hand, it's fairly large. I didn't stuff it quite as full as like some of my other plushies, because I don't feel like it needs as much stuffing right now anyways. Okie dokies. Let me rewrap my cake here. And I like to cake my yarns up before I get to using them, because I don't like how the balls deflate. Boy, I'm opinionated, aren't I? This is why I kind of try to do all of my crocheting and whatnot in one area, is because you get all of these fluffy fuzzies coming off. Okie dokie. So I'm going to find my next pattern. There he is. Big Booty Bob. Okay. Now I'm pretty sure that I have a banner for this dude. There he is. So double stitch. Okay. And this, I don't know what this colorway is, but it's a bunch of different shades of blue. The name probably has something to do with oceans. Again, we got these a long, long time ago. And I was one of those people that would buy things when they were on discount. And I would buy as much as I could when they were on, you know, like clearance. And so we used to have a Joann's when I was growing up, long time ago. And that went out of business. And then, let's say within like the last 8, maybe 10 years, we got our Joann's in the mall. Of course, now they're, I don't even know if they're still open or if they've completely closed. But the only other stores that we have are like Michael's and Hobby Lobby. We don't even have a local yarn shop anymore because that person passed away, and then no one else really wanted to take over the shop. And her family didn't live here, and they didn't want to do it. And I don't think anybody wanted to purchase the shop. And so it closed down. And we haven't had anything new pop up. But, you know, we're close enough to Laramie and down to Fort Collins that I just don't know if we're going to ever have one here in town again, because we're just too close to other places that have them. And, you know, over in Laramie, they're a lot better about shopping small. Here in Cheyenne, we don't always shop small. Sometimes we do, but I think it's just too easy to go to the big box stores. Okie dokies. Okie dokies. Okie dokies. It's getting a little chilly, but of course the sun is starting to go down already. Read that one wrong. Happens a lot around here. Okay. So. Okay. Had to figure out where I was in the pattern. Okie dokies. Okie dokies. Okay, so this is his head. Kind of hard to see, but these are the eyes up here on top, and then these are like the arms. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a lot of bird activity going on up there, which is good. We have a couple of trees around here, but they really like our pine tree. But so do the squirrels. Darn thing's over 100 years old and way over 100 feet tall. And it is actually in a really good condition, whereas a lot of the other older pine trees here kind of in our area have needed to be taken down unfortunately, because of just they got like the beetle rot and stuff in them. And, it's kind of sad, but on the other hand, these trees are really dirty. They dump pine needles and pine sap and pine cones everywhere. And trying to keep the yard picked up so that the dogs are not dragging them into the house is a big thing for Mom. And I know that Grandma always said that there was, that she got like shade or whatever from that tree. But you really don't get a whole lot of shade from that tree for the house. Although Grandma thought you did. You don't, because the sunshine comes from the east to the west. And during the summertime, it's, more straight up ahead. But during like the spring and fall, it's kind of more off to the south. And the pine tree is on the north side of the house. So you really don't get any shade around on the house from it. Okie dokie. So this big guy is getting close to being done. And then once I have him done, I'll do my sign off, and then I will see you guys Wednesday at 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time for my video on how much yarn did I use during February. I was a little bit shocked, so we'll see what you all think. about, how much yarn I used. If you watched last week's live, you know that I did the eyes for 2 boxes full of plushies. And so now I'm starting to make more plushies. And then later on, we'll do the eyes for the plushies and stuff that I'm working on now. I definitely like this pattern, and then also the gummy bear pattern. They are definitely going to be things that I do again. I probably will make more eggs. I just don't know how many more. And I may try and find a different yarn for that, because although I really do like the blanket yarn, I kind of feel like it might be too big for eggs, especially when, this is a frog and this is an egg. I may just need to mess with it and mess with the counts and see if I can make it a little bit smaller. Okay. Got to stuff this guy. Okay. So we are going to just close this up here. If you don't know anything about me, I do not like weaving in ends. However, I've been doing pretty good on the plushies and even on the clothes that I've been making recently, as I've been sewing in my ends a lot quicker and not asking mom to sew in my ends. Because there was a time where I would make things, but then I'd be making stuff, but I'd make mom do the sew in the ends for me. Hello. It's nice to see you. That sounds good. Mom and I made soup yesterday. No, the day before. Because it's still soup season around here. There we go. Just okay, let's see if I can get this to tighten down. Oops. Well, that didn't work quite right. I'm going to have to get some more yarn and go in and fix that. But this is the front. This is the back. The back is supposed to have a little bit more of a line, and I'll work on that. Well, thank you, everybody, for stopping. And please like and subscribe. And I will see you on Wednesday so you guys can see how much yarn I used last month. Have a great day and see you on Wednesday.